Naughty people get coal for Christmas. It's a warning as old as time, and a good reminder to behave around the holidays. But what if Santa actually gave a lump of coal to every naughty person on Earth on Christmas? Is it actually possible? Do we even have enough coal on Earth for such a task? And think about if you were really naughty. If Santa gave you a lump of coal for every bad thing you did in a year, what would that even look like? Make yourself a cup of hot cocoa and stick around for a while, because by the end of this video, we'll find out if Santa has the resources to pull off the world's largest logistics operation, and what it would do to the price of coal. But before all of that, it's important that we actually define what it means to be naughty. Because according to Santa Claus, a kid who stole his classmates' Pokemon cards and a serial killer are both going on the same catch-all list. So unless Santa has some secret source to his formula we don't know about, we'll need to do a little bit of judging ourselves. So, for the sake of this video, let's split being naughty into two categories. The first being everyday mischief. Lying, forgetting to say please and thank you, taking extra cookies from the jar, and mistreating the fast food worker. Things that don't exactly make you a criminal, but also don't quite sell you as a good person to anyone watching. The second being actual crime. Murder, theft, tax evasion, you name it. Things that make being on the naughty list the least of your worries. But after you see how much coal we have to give out, you might want to worry a little. But let's start small and start our naughty list at the average hardened criminal. People who have been convicted of a crime and can be labeled by society as naughty. While it is difficult to find a single source of data that lists the world's total number of criminal convictions, we can start small by looking at our favorite cookie-cutter country, the United States. According to the United States Sentencing Commission, in 2024 alone, there were around 61,000 federal criminal cases in which a defendant was sentenced. If each of those people received a modest 250-gram lump of coal, we'd only need around 15 tons of coal to meet the demand. Not a whole lot, even when we extrapolate to every country with varying rates of incarceration. So let's dive into our other model. Every naughty person gets one lump of coal each. That's right, Little Jaden and P. Diddy are both getting the same gift this Christmas. Now, how many people would that amount to? Surveys suggest that 40 to 50% of people admit to minor lawbreaking, speeding, littering, real petty crimes. But not all of those infractions would land you on the naughty list. So let's be a little kind this Christmas and say only 10% of humanity is getting coal this year. That's 800 million people getting a 250-gram lump of coal, meaning 200,000 tons of coal would be needed to meet Santa's supply and punish all the troublemakers. Now, 200,000 tons may sound like a lot, but wait till we compare it to the numbers put out by worldwide coal production. Global proven coal reserves total roughly 1 trillion tons, and every year the world produces around 8 to 9 billion tons of coal, meaning our seemingly impressive 200,000 ton order would only use up 0.0025% of 1 year's production, barely a drop in a bucket. But what if we took the word of our Lord a little more seriously and assumed no one was free of sin? Everyone on this planet has probably told at least one lie in their life, and so everyone is irredeemable and deserves coal in their lives. 8 billion people, each getting a 250-gram lump of coal, would require 2 million tons of coal. Much more, but still only a fraction of the world's annual supply. Plenty for Santa to sit on his high horse and judge you. Now, why don't we raise the stakes on this thought experiment? What if every person on Earth who was naughty at any point this year, what if everyone received a lump of coal for every naughty thing they did? This is the Everything Counts model, the ultimate naughty list. This includes not just the crimes and obvious bad acts, but also all the petty stuff we mentioned earlier, plus all the amoral extras: lying, gossiping, bullying, cheating, littering, ghosting people, cutting in line. Suffice to say, Santa is not happy. So once again, let's assume all 8 billion people on Earth are on the naughty list, with the average person committing 5 small heinous acts a day, meaning 1,825 naughty acts a year. 8 billion people by 1,825 is 14.6 trillion lumps of coal. Each lump being 250 grams means 3.65 trillion kilograms, or 3.65 billion tons of coal. That's almost half the entire world's annual coal output for just one Christmas. Now, I'm sure there's magic involved, but if Santa's workshop had the tools and infrastructure to process and deliver all that coal, we'd probably know about it. But logistics aside for a second, if Santa were to suddenly order 3.6 billion tons of coal for delivery in a single night, the global market would straight up implode. Coal prices that are currently averaging around $110 a ton at the time of writing would skyrocket overnight. A 3.6 billion ton demand spike could push prices above $500 to $700 a ton, triggering blackouts, inflation, and panic buying across energy markets. Power and manufacturing costs would flow to food, goods, transport, and services. Your electricity bill would spike, so you'd probably have a pretty cold Christmas. Shipping ports would choke, and rail lines would jam, assuming Santa isn't using a single sleigh to do it all. Although now, Santa might want to look into a carbon offset program to stay on brand. He'd need a real good one too, because at this point, with all that coal, Santa's workshop would turn into the world's single largest industrial facility. So yeah, there may be a tiny environmental impact too. So while the world technically has enough coal, there's no universe where Santa could possibly process, move, and deliver it all without a little Christmas magic, that is. But given the state of climate change these days, maybe that's a good thing, especially when you consider that Santa would have to deliver to 463,000 houses a second to finish those coal deliveries in a single night. Maybe we should cut Taylor Swift a little slack. So let's recap. 1 lump per criminal, negligible. 1 lump per naughty person, 200,000 tons, still trivial for global reserves. 1 for everyone, 2 million tons, messy, but still doable. If everything were to count, 3.6 billion tons, half a year of global coal production, market chaos, total logistical meltdown. You would need a Christmas miracle. But hey, Santa works hard enough anyhow, so if you're well behaved enough to receive a gift from Santa this year, be sure to thank them. Something tells me they'll be sure to get the message. But if you were to think about it, there is one person on Earth with the resources to partially make this all happen. An individual with vast logistical networks who practically already delivers gifts to your home for Christmas, although he would lack the hair necessary to pull off an iconic Santa look. That's right, I'm talking about Jeff Bezos. It would be a slow rollout, but if anyone could make it happen, it's probably Jeff. Now, given the amount of calories you'd burn making all those deliveries, I wonder how much milk and cookies you'd need to fuel Santa's shift. Perhaps a question for another time. Thank you so much for watching. Want more ridiculous questions with real answers? Subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay on top for when our next video drops. Till then, have a happy holiday, and we'll see you soon.